1. When designing a chauffeur training curriculum, which instructional strategy best supports adult learning principles? A. Passive lecture delivery. B. Rote memorization of rules. C. Interactive case studies on real-world driving scenarios. D. Repetition of test questions without context. 2. A chauffeur mentor observes a trainee struggling with customer communication. According to adult learning principles, the most effective response is to A. Correct the trainee publicly to reinforce standards. B. Encourage self-reflection and provide guided role-play exercises. C. Assign additional readings on customer service policies. D. Test the trainee on state regulations again. 3. In an evaluation of chauffeur driving skills, which method ensures both fairness and regulatory compliance? A. Observing performance without a rubric. B. Using a standardized checklist aligned with licensing criteria. C. Relying solely on oral questioning. D. Allowing mentors to grade based on personal impressions. 4. Which curriculum component is most critical to align with regulatory compliance for a chauffeur license program? A. Customer feedback surveys. B. Approved state driving and safety standards. C. Peer mentoring activities. D. Workshop on personal career goals. 5. A chauffeur training program incorporates mentoring. To make this most effective, the mentor should A. Provide immediate answers without fostering problem solving. B. Share personal driving stories unrelated to licensing standards. C. Model best practices and guide trainees through reflective questioning. D. Allow trainees to work entirely independently. 6. What is the best method to assess a chauffeur's knowledge of state licensing laws? A. Oral quizzes without reference material. B. Open-ended reflective journals. C. Scenario-based written tests. D. Peer group discussions without evaluation. 7. A trainee chauffeur demonstrates unsafe lane changes during practice. Which adult learning technique is most effective for correction? A. Immediate constructive feedback with opportunities for practice. B. Written disciplinary action. C. Assigning additional textbook reading. D. Ignoring the error to avoid discouragement. 8. Which of the following best demonstrates regulatory compliance in a chauffeur training assessment? A. Adjusting test difficulty for individual learners. B. Using state-mandated performance evaluation rubrics. C. Allowing open book tests for fairness. D. Informal grading based on effort. 9. In curriculum development for chauffeur training, the inclusion of role-play exercises primarily supports A. Memorization of traffic signs. B. Development of communication and conflict resolution skills. C. Passive listening comprehension. D. Focus on vehicle maintenance routines only. 10. When evaluating communication skills, the most reliable method is A. Observing role-play interactions with clients. B. Multiple-choice written exams only. C. Instructor lectures on best practices. D. Written reports summarizing regulations. 11. A mentor helping a new chauffeur integrate adult learning strategies should emphasize A. Dependency on instructors for all solutions. B. Relevance of skills to real-life driving and passenger interactions. C. Abstract theoretical discussion of traffic laws. D. Silent observation without interaction. 12. Which of the following is the most effective summative evaluation tool for chauffeur licensing preparation? A. Group brainstorming sessions. B. Final state-approved road test. C. Informal peer feedback. D. Reflective journals. 13. If a curriculum designer wants to ensure consistency with licensing standards, they should: A. Base all modules on anecdotal chauffeur experiences. B. Review and integrate state chauffeur testing criteria. C. Allow flexibility in ignoring regulations for creative teaching. D. Focus only on customer service, ignoring legal requirements. 14. When teaching safety protocols, adult learners benefit most from: A. Watching lengthy videos without interaction. E. Experiencing simulated driving scenarios. C. Memorizing safety handbooks only. D. Listening to instructor-only explanations. 15. In mentoring chauffeurs, which feedback style fosters professional growth? A. Immediate, respectful, and specific feedback tied to standards. B. General praise without detail. C. Criticism without solutions. D. Delayed feedback long after errors occur. 16. Which evaluation method would best measure a chauffeur's decision-making under stress? A. Multiple choice knowledge tests. B. Real-time simulated driving exercises. C. Written essays on safety laws. D. Peer interviews. 17. An instructor adapting curriculum for diverse adult learners should: A. Provide uniform instruction regardless of background. E. Tailor examples and scenarios to different learner experiences. C. Focus only on written content. D. Ignore learner feedback to maintain consistency. 18. Which element of regulatory compliance is non-negotiable in chauffeur testing? A. Use of state-sanctioned testing standards. E. Adjusting pass-fail rates for fairness. C. Skipping evaluation for experienced drivers. D. Allowing oral evaluations only. 19. Effective communication training for chauffeurs should include practice in: A. Passive listening only. B. Conflict de-escalation techniques with passengers. C. Technical vehicle terminology exclusively. D. Independent silent study. 20. When creating test questions for chauffeur licensing, validity is achieved by: A. Aligning items with actual job tasks and regulations. B. Asking unrelated general knowledge questions. C. Making questions intentionally misleading. D. Copying from unrelated exams. 21. The chauffeur mentor notices a trainee lacks confidence. The most effective adult learning strategy is: A. Structured opportunities for successful practice. Avoiding feedback to reduce stress. C. Memorization drills without practice. D. Ignoring emotional factors. 22. In a training session, formative assessments help instructors: A. Monitor progress and adjust teaching strategies in real time. B. Finalize pass-fail certification decisions. C. Collect data only for record keeping. D. Eliminate the need for a summative test. 23. Which communication skill is most essential for chauffeurs transporting high-profile clients? A. Confidentiality and discretion in conversations. B. Providing excessive personal information. C. Engaging in long, casual discussions. D. Ignoring client directions. 24. When developing evaluation rubrics for chauffeur testing, best practice is to: A. Define clear, measurable performance criteria. B. Keep expectations vague for flexibility. C. Base assessments solely on attendance. D. Allow subjective grading by the instructor. 25. Mentoring effectiveness in chauffeur training is best measured by: A. Trainee performance improvements and confidence growth. B. Mentor popularity among trainees. C. Quantity of mentoring sessions completed. D. Mentors driving record only. 26. In adult learning environments, reflective practice is important because it A. Helps learners connect experiences to future performance. B. Serves as a substitute for skills practice. C. Eliminates the need for feedback. D. Focuses solely on theory. 27. Which component should be prioritized in chauffeur safety training curriculum? A. Emergency response and passenger safety procedures. B. Vehicle color preferences. C. History of transportation services. D. Non-driving recreational activities. 28. Which is the most reliable method for assessing a chauffeur's regulatory compliance knowledge? A. State-administered written licensing exam. B. Peer evaluation surveys. C. Self-reported confidence levels. D. Informal classroom discussions. 29. To enhance learning, adult chauffeur trainees should be encouraged to A. Apply past driving experiences to new learning contexts. E. Disregard previous experiences. C. Avoid collaborative activities. D. Learn solely through rote memorization. 30. A key principle in designing a chauffeur training evaluation plan is A. Alignment of assessment tools with intended learning outcomes. B. Random selection of test items. C. Exclusive reliance on oral questioning. D. Use of outdated test formats. 31. Which teaching approach best supports curriculum development for chauffeurs? A. Competency-based modules focused on measurable outcomes. B. General discussions without structure. C. Lengthy lectures with minimal interaction. D. Inconsistent training topics. 32. Instructors preparing chauffeurs for the licensing test should prioritize A. Practical application of laws and safety regulations. B. Non-relevant academic theories. C. Vehicle history and manufacturing details. E. Passive memorization of unrelated content.